Hello and welcome, my friends. Today's practice will be designed to help those that are having some tension headaches. Specifically, we're going to work to release tightness in the neck, shoulders, and upper back, which can lead to those headaches and just causing general discomfort. If this is your first time practicing with me, please check the description below this video, find a link for a separate video called Tips for a Safe Yoga Practice, and watch that first. For props, you might want to go ahead and grab a yoga block or a pillow, just something that might aid you in kind of settling in these poses, helping you relax a bit more today. So starting in a cross-legged seated position, maybe with that yoga block to help lift your hips a bit. Hands are relaxed and close the eyes. We're going to begin with a little pranayama, a little breath work. So with every inhale, you're going to be breathing in through the nose, holding at the top for a moment before exhaling through the mouth. And hold for a moment at the bottom. Inhale through the nose. Hold. Exhale through the mouth. Maybe joining me here with some shoulder rolls with that movement of your breath. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders forward and up. Hold at the top. And then exhale through the mouth. Release the shoulders back and down. Inhale, roll them forward and up, squeezing them towards your ears. Exhale, back down. Switching directions. Inhale, opening the heart, squeezing shoulders up, hold. Exhale, breathing out. Last one, inhale, squeezing them up, and exhale, release. Inhale those arms nice and wide. I'm going to be your mirror here. So you're going to be crossing the right arm over the left, going into eagle arms. If your hands don't come together in the bind, that's fine. You can just have the back of the hands together. And then holding here, maybe begin to lift those elbows a little bit, feeling the difference that this shift makes in your pose. You're creating space in between those shoulder blades, relaxing all in your upper back. And then if you like, I like to introduce what I call karate chops in this pose, and just start to move the hands just a little, nothing too dramatic. You're just working in the pose to find that sweet spot for your body, what feels really good, and stay when you find that point that you want to hold for one last breath. Very nice. Inhale, open the arms nice and wide. And exhale, going into a twist here. Left hand comes to the top of the right leg, right hand behind, looking over that right shoulder. Think about squeezing your whole core here. Closing the eyes again, letting your mind relax as much as possible through this practice. Very nice. Inhale, float those arms up. And now going into the bind in the opposite direction. So left arm over right. Holding in that Garudasana arms pose. Lifting the elbows a bit if that feels good for you, or moving those hands in tiny little karate chops. Getting to the point that you want to keep there for a few breaths. What works best for you. And then we're going to go into the spinal twist in the opposite direction. Right hand on top of that left leg, left hand behind you. Peeling that left shoulder open. Using your hands to help rinse out the core. Squeeze it all out. Very nice. Inhale again, float the arms up. And exhale, bring them back to your heart. We're going to go into a few, it's almost like a cat-cow undulation here with the spine, just using your arms though, so you work more into the shoulders as well. So inhale, open those arms wide. Exhale, think about curving the spine, hands touch in front. Just moving through 3 of these, remembering tying your breath to the movements. Very nice. Inhale, open. And exhale. Releasing the hands back to center. Now we're going to be moving on to our knees. If you do need that block here, go ahead and feel free to have that block kind of in between your feet, if that feels good for you, so you're sideways like this. Or you can release it if you don't need it. So sitting your hips to your heels. Sit up nice and tall here. Again, I'm still going to be your mirror for this part. So we're going to begin by floating that left arm out and then winding it behind your back. So the back of the hand is against the spine. You're reaching for the bicep on that right arm. If you don't reach that bicep, it's okay. Just let the hand come to the back. It's fine. The object here is to think about this left shoulder. You really want to open that shoulder. Think about rolling it back. And then engaging the neck here. Go ahead and let your head drop over to the right side. You have lovely opening here. Your right ear is coming towards that right shoulder. And for the next few breaths, go ahead and let yourself have some neck rolls if you like. Exhale, the head falls forward. Inhale when it comes up. Still working on that left shoulder, but now engaging all of these points of tightness that you might have built up in your neck. And when your left ear reaches over towards your left shoulder, hold here. And then slowly release that arm there, and you're going to start to walk the right hand out. We're going into a side bend, so go as far as you like here with this, as long as you can keep that left sit bone connected down. And then swoop that arm up and over. Lateral bend here, just moving into the side. If you want to engage the neck a bit more, you can bend the elbow on the left hand, bring the palm of that hand to the back of the head, and then turn so that your face is looking up at the sky. Resting your head gently into the hand, just mild pressure here, nothing too harsh. And then supporting your head, gently turn it back. Walking yourself back up to neutral. Now we'll be moving on to the other side. So right arm floats out, winding it behind the back to grab onto the bicep of that left arm. Holding here for a moment and then letting the head fall over to the left. So your left ear is stretching towards that left shoulder. Your right shoulder is peeled back. And perhaps joining me for a few rolls in the neck. I'm going to go inhale here for first, and then exhale. Chin comes down towards the chest. Inhale, roll it all the way up. Moving here again with that beautiful breath. Always important to have a good breath control, but especially when you're trying to alleviate tension headaches. When your left ear comes back over to your left shoulder, hold it there. And then release. Going into that side bend, left hand walks out away from the hips in a straight line. And then the right arm swoops up and over. Staying here, going into that twist in the neck, bending that right arm, back of the head comes to the palm of the hand. And then turn the head looking up at the sky, putting mild pressure into the palm. And gently drawing yourself back to center. We're going to move to a child's pose. So turning sideways on the mat. Go ahead and keep your knees together and your feet together for this child's pose. And then start to think about drawing your forehead down to the mat, releasing yourself down here. And then you're going to let your arms be beside the body with the palms facing up. Closing the eyes, connecting the forehead to the mat. We're going to be taking quite a few breaths here. The reason why I want you to keep your knees together is when you think of your normal breathing, it's a forward body motion. Your chest expands when you inhale. But when you do a pose like this, where you're putting gentle pressure on your chest, then you're forcing the expansion of your breath to actually go to the backside of your body and pointedly to the space between the shoulder blades, which is where we're kind of targeting right now, to help release tension. And of course, connecting that forehead to the mat, just feeling it grounding there is also going to help relieve any kind of tension, pain, tension headaches that you might have. One last slow breath here. And then bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Start to roll yourself up, curving the vertebra, stacking that vertebra up on top of each other one at a time. And at the top, squeeze the shoulders all the way up to the ears. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. And from here, I would like to finish with an inversion today. Now that can be something as simple as a standing forward fold. You just stand, let yourself bend forward. It's basically to help improve circulation, bring fresh blood flow to the brain. But if you do want to join me for something a little bit more intense, I'm going to go to downward dog here. So whichever kind of inversion you're feeling today, if you do want to do downward dog with me, knees come under the hips, hands are spread open wide, push into the feet, the balls of the feet, lift your hips up and back. Now this downward dog can stay as gentle as you want. You can keep those knees bent a bit here if you want to just take it nice and easy today. Maybe pedal the feet out a little bit, one at a time, like you're bicycling almost, pedaling those feet. If you want to do a little bit of a twist, you can always kind of wag the tail of the dog and let the heels fall to one side at a time. We're just doing little movements all the while having the head lower than the heart to help with that circulation. So ears are between the biceps, or pushing into the hands, pushing into the balls of the feet, drawing those heels closer to the mat. And staying here as long as you have time for, as long as you like. Maybe going back to that child's pose if you want. When you're ready to come out, you just bend those knees, coming down to the mat. And if you do have that time today, you can always, of course, also do a Shavasana, which would be really great if you are having some pain in the head. I do hope that you enjoyed this time with me. I hope that it helped alleviate a tension headache if that's what brought you here today, or at the very least just helps you relax, find a little bit more peace, a little bit more space and openness today. Feel free to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will look forward to seeing you again on the mat very, very soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.